Okay, I'm assuming that we're having some small
Hey,
minor.
Kevin, can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly well now, CJ. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for your patience. A little technical difficulty this morning. You know, the enemy always want to try and put a block in the way when he know we are doing great things and sharing unbelievable and awesome information about our health, our wealth, and our wisdom that we need. You are listening to Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise. We want to thank you this morning for tuning in. I want to let you know we have a very exciting show for you today. In fact, I'm going to do my best to just give you a snippet of what we do every Tuesday, and I'm going to get rid of the way because we have a very special guest this morning that wants all of you to hear, all of you to hear the heart of this man and what he's doing down in the southeast part of this country and around the world. And I'm telling you, you're going to be blessed, okay? But first of all, I want to welcome you. Thank you all for tuning in, for coming in from all around the world, all my friends in the Bahamas. I also want to encourage you to continue to pray for my country, the Bahamas. They are doing well. They are building and rebuilding and restoring. Their spirits are being elevated because of the devastation they experienced over a month ago. And I'm telling you, your prayers are being heard. Those of you that are giving financially and sending relief efforts down there, we want to thank you so much. But again, thank you for your prayers. Today, I want to get out of the way. A few months ago, one of my cohorts, one of my very special friends, one of the leaders of Shaw Fremont, my friend Coach Kim, had the opportunity to interview the other half, or should I say the best half, of our guest today, and did a wonderful job. And she got a chance to really share her heart. Her name was Joy Matrician, and she got a chance to share her heart experience with Shaw Fremont, her background. And we want to do the same thing with our special guest today. But before I do that, I want you to understand you're at a very special place today because every week at 9 a.m. Central Time, we're here at GMAP1.com, where you can come in and be a part of this wonderful show. You can be a part of something that's making a difference in the world, where people are being exposed to an opportunity to a roadmap, basically a vehicle that is literally changing lives around the world with people's health and their physical being, also with their ability to make income, to pay bills, but also with their ability to touch lives and become relational and helping people come out of chronic pain and discomfort and just finding a way to live a better and a wholesome life. So that is what Shaw Fremont is all about. That is what we're here and we're all about. I want to share something with you because if you hear some noise in the background, I just a few minutes ago got off the plane coming in from Dallas, Texas, and I just made it in time for the show. But I want you to know that's how we roll here at Shaw Fremont. We don't let situations stop us from moving forward. We don't let situations hold us back because we have such an important and magnificent job to share to the world about Shaw Fremont. So that's what I'm here today. But like I said, I want to get out of the way because most of you, if you hear this show for the first time, maybe you don't know, we have an awesome opportunity to share Shaw Fremont to the world because we have an awesome opportunity to share people like John Austin, the founder of Shaw Fremont, the man who had the vision to really bring this opportunity to the world, where he said he was going to bring honesty, integrity, true business principles that have never been heard of before, where he allowed individuals to be a part of something great and to cost nothing to do it. He wanted to bring honesty back to the free enterprise and also to this business of network marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it. And that was one of the things that attracted me to it. And so we're here as a bunch of leaders just wanting to do the same thing. And so you are being exposed to something that we want you to be a part of. And so if you hear something today that touches your heart, that makes you want to say, you know, I want to be a part of that, make sure get in touch with us or get in touch with the person that directed you to this call, to this show, to this broadcast, and let them know, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of something different and something great. So that is what we do every single week. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Healthy, Wealthy, Wise. My name is CJ. I'm a moderator every week, and we're excited to have you here as part of the show. So with that being said, I want to get out of the way, and I want to introduce to you a very good friend of mine. I've got to know this man over the years, and I have to say, I've been wanting to interview him for a long time. But his schedule, his activities, we never was able to connect to make it happen. But we spoke a few weeks ago. He said, CJ, put me down for the 22nd. I said, Dick, I am putting it in ink, not in pencil, in ink, because I want you to be on the show. There's so much that the world needs to hear from you. So I want to just invite my friend, Dick, and I know, you know what, I want to do due diligence here. I know he's a Crown ambassador. He may even be more than that, but I want you to hear directly from him. So I want to introduce to you and present to others my good friend all the way from Florida, Mr. Dick Nutrition. Dick, are you there?
I'm here, CJ. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
How you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Up and ready, raring to go.
All right. As you always are. I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, this band has been one of the most committed and consistent individuals on Shaw Fremont over the years. I enjoy listening to his trainings, listening to his presentations, along with Eileen, and on Mondays and always on Fridays. He's just filling in and pinch hitting whenever he can. But Dick, I want the audience to know a little bit about you today. They hear your voice all the time. They hear you with all your wisdom and your excitement and your encouragement. But I want them to know a little bit about you. So tell us a little bit about Dick Nutrition, where you came from, your background, what you did before you got involved with Shaw Fremont. Let the audience know a little bit about you this morning.
It's one of those things, CJ, there's not a little bit. There's a lot of bit, okay? When you're going to look at one's path to get to where you're at in anything in life with everything. So I actually grew up in Rochester, New York, and I went to University of Rochester for a couple of years and decided that wasn't the way I wanted to go. I was looking at the sciences there, and then went on to Rochester Institute of Technology because I was looking at management at that point in time. I had started working at Eastman Kodak Company as a summer job between my freshman and sophomore year, and the next year they asked me to stay, which they don't do that, but they were losing someone who decided to sign up in the Air Force, so they offered me the job, and that's how I ended up working for Eastman Kodak Company for 30 years, that never having been in my plans. So I often talk about, life is what happens, when you're making other plans, or if you want to make God laugh, tell him what your plans are. So, but that ended up being, a career for me as I went along with that and rose to the ranks there just because I had a different vision on how to work with people, and I had this gift of being able to go into situations and find out what happened very quickly and resolve those. So they utilized me a lot, and I absolutely loved my 30 years there. But I want to talk a little bit about planting seeds. We talk about that when we're talking to others, but it's important for us to plant seeds on our own mind.
Right.
So while I was working for Eastman Kodak Company, there were people called product people who were specialists in like Kodacolor, okay, or X-ray films. And I said, I want to do that, but I want to do that in materials. And we had all these materials people who were, experts in hot melt adhesive or things like that. And I didn't want to be them. I wanted to be this person that integrated the materials and everything into the film, because we had to protect the film from getting fogged and damaged and stuff. And lo and behold, 2 years later, that's who I was, okay? And I was recognized by that, by the product people, by the packaging people, by the heads of the departments and everything that I worked for and everything. And I thought about that a little while after I gotten in that position, that, wow, here I'd said that one day, and here I am with that. Well, another thing that I'd said along the way is, it would be good to retire at 50 so that I would be able to go on and do other things in life as opposed to working wherever I was working. And so I ended up having an opportunity just after I turned 49 to retire from Eastman Kodak Company. I had no plans to do so.
Wow.
But they had a plan for me, and you needed 75 points to retire. And I had 75.12 points because of the summer employment that I had had for 2 years that had gotten added in. And I went and told my supervisor one day. He wanted to talk to me for a minute, and I said, "Oh, by the way, I decided to. I went in last night and I turned my paperwork in to retire." He just looked at me and he said, "You know, we knew you qualified, but we didn't think that you would do that. You've actually just given someone else who we were going to basically give them 60 days to find a new job, another job." But so there I was at 49, retired, and deciding what am I going to do with the rest of my life at that point. And I happened to go to a Tony Robbins workshop the next year. And so what you're doing is what's your life's purpose and everything. And so what my life's purpose came out at that point was to have a positive impact on other people's lives. Okay, and that's kind of directed me for the last 20 plus years here is what can I do to help people get what they want, to feel better, to be healthier, to earn more money and income and things like that, to make them safer, all of this stuff. So, and it becomes what they need, not what in other words, a lot of times the old saying is, sometimes you have only tool you have is a hammer, and so you treat everything like a nail, even though it isn't a nail. And so it becomes to me, what do they need? What's best for them, not for me or from my perspective with that. So I had a lot of training in that over the years and the decades and workshops and things like that conditioned me. But again, the seeds that were planted. I'm going to tell you about another seed. My daughter went through a lot of this as she was growing up too. She walked over 12 foot of hot burning coals with me and everything. She wanted to. So there's a state change that you can do that and not burn yourself. Okay. So she always wanted to be involved with NASA, thinking astronaut, but then thinking maybe I'll do some things in space. But she's had that since she was a young girl. And as of February of last year, she now works reporting to the administrator for NASA. Okay. So all these make sure you plant good things that are out there and don't always worry about the past because it will pull you to that as long as you keep that in mind. And so all of these things are just wonderful things. And so Joy and I met, and we just happened to meet, and we had this interesting connection between each other. And it took us about 10 months before we really got some time to talk and things like that. And what a joy that was, a life-changing event for both of us at that point in time that put us on a whole different direction of actually having someone to work with on all of these things, because we both were doing things to basically help people improve their health and improve their health as well as avoid the sickness. So like Joy always says, and I agree with too, focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. So it becomes, how do we refocus what we don't want towards something we want and stay on that focus? So there's a lot of life that's gone through that with all of that. So that's a little bit about who I am and how I've gotten to this with all about that. I accidentally got into network marketing back in the early 90s, accidentally, because it was one of those things it just happened. And all of a sudden I was in a company because I saw, how that could benefit people. The products that were there that were good, but also that possibility of there being a level playing field for everyone to get involved with. And so I kind of went from company to company, actually one company to the next company, but I want to we've all heard John's remark of basically how he set up his daughter to make some calls and everything. Well, I happened to be working with the local Anthony Robbins Foundation at the time, the franchise in town, and I had gotten to know one of these younger guys. He was a high school student just getting ready to go out to do work, to actually go off to school. And he gave me a call and asked me if I would come to a meeting one night. I said, sure, Mike, I'll do that. And I went there and I saw the types of products and everything else that they had, and I signed up under them. So he reached for people that he knew, were basically would be good at talking with people, and were already down a path towards a healthy a lifestyle and things like that. And at that time, we'd gone through the living, I forgot what living program that they had there, which is basically about eating healthier and getting processed foods out of your diet and things like that. So he knew we had a basis towards that and everything. And so I ended up becoming a person in that company that, got well known and everything. It was an established company at that point in time, but had some success with it. But also learned a lot as I went along. And that's some of those things I just have that quest for knowledge with that. So I've been in a couple other companies as I've gone along the way. People called me up, and if the products were really good, I would try the products and do a little bit with that. And so I got a call from, it's how we meet people. I was in another company, and a friend of a person who I knew called me up and said, would you help this guy? He's got some serious problems here. He's in the hospital. Would you call him up and talk with him? And I did. I called him up and talked with him. And, we got him on some products, other products that weren't in the company. This is a different company that we both were in. And that turned his life around. And we became really good friends. We talked every day on the phone and everything with that. And so over the next course of a couple of years, we really made, it was basically daily calls and things like that, just to see how each other is doing. Well, he called me one day and he said, we've both been in this other business. He said, this new company is starting. He said, will you do a 3-way call with me with that? I said, yeah, I'll do that with you, Dave. And so we got on the call, and Denny was the person who was there, and I took a look at the website, and I said, Denny, what a gorgeous evening picture, downtown night lit picture. You can't read a thing on the website, but it's a gorgeous picture. And I said, and it's the same bad compensation plan as the other company, okay? It's horrible. I said, so other than that, I might try the products again, since they might be good and they were beneficial, but I have no interest at all in the business. And he said, well, there's this other little company that I've been playing around with here a little bit. It doesn't cost anything to join. There's no monthly auto ship. And the products seem to be really good. I said, that's the one. I didn't really have an interest. I said, that's the one I want to hear about. And so he quickly signed up Dave, and Dave sent me his websites, and I took a look at that. And I said, oh, these are good products. This is something that's really different than everything that's out there right now. And then I started going through, and I looked to see who was behind this, and there's John Austin. I know John Austin back in the early 2000s, and we had we were doing. I was doing conference calls at that point in time, so I got to know him through the conference calls, and I also got to know him, talk to him at one of the conferences that we went to and stuff. But other than that, he was on the fringes out there. I kind of always knew what he was doing, but never had been involved in anything else. As he has moved on, and I had moved on at that point, I said, wow. With John as the CEO, that's not the icing on the cake. That's the ice cream. If you like sprinkles on the ice cream. Hey, it's a double scoop of ice cream.
Hey, Dick, speaking of that, Dick, let our audience know the importance of having someone like that at the helm of whatever opportunity you're participating in. Can you really share with our audience how important that is because a lot of times people get exposed to a lot of different things, just like you have, I have, a lot of people on the call have, and people listening to this show, Healthy, Wealthy, Wise, they get all these exposure. Why is it so important to have someone like a John Austin and his character at the helm of anything he's doing?
Well, I'll tell you, the number of the companies that I've been in, one of the companies, there was a family ownership behind that, and they said they'll never sell out the company. And then all of a sudden, about 4 years later, they were getting divorced. They changed the pay plan so people were getting 10%, earning 10% of what they were earning before. So people who were earning $15,000 a month were now earning $1,500 a month. Okay, and so. Well, basically, if you don't listen to what they do, not what they say. And in that particular case, I mean, that was still good products, but and then they said, rearrange your business like this, it'll be better. And so I rearranged my whole business like that, and they went in another direction, and everything I had set up now made me unqualified on a monthly basis as opposed to qualified. So it became a lack of trust within some companies like that. Went to another one, and they had downgraded their products, so it wasn't the same as it was to begin with. And another one, eventually the two brothers kind of split up, and one took the money and ran. So ethics is huge, okay? And a lot of times, they got good talkers out there, okay? And they can be very exciting and a lot of hype and stuff like that. And I always go, because what's most important to me first is, do the products work, okay? And so I listen to real stories from people, and that's what I picked up, first of all, going in and listening to the noon hour calls that John was doing every day at that time. And he was actually doing 6 days a week. And you get to hear from real people who have been using the products and had real results. And they were consistent, but there was a lot of things going on. So I basically, the products had to work. And I could even deal with a poor compensation plan, because if I was just focusing on the products and how I can help people with products. But, Shop Free Mart put it all together with everything that was there. There's no way to lose, because you don't have to invest anything to become a member. Back in those days, we were paying $19, $25 a month just to have a website going and working and stuff. So it's all changed. The whole playing field has been leveled here, and you can utilize, with getting a free website, having no mandatory monthly auto ship, but if you want to get in and purchase a product every month, there's some benefits to doing that versus not doing it. And so it's a whole new game out there. And that's separate from how great the products are, okay? So they both come together here, as well as the life of the people who are in this. Coach Kim, Coach Pate, Joy, Justina, Tassel, Sammy, all of these, don't want to forget anyone who's out there. There's so many people, Dr. Wheaton, there's so many people that bring so much into this, so much of their life and their energy into this to help other people get better, and also to earn some income, whatever amount they want to earn, by sharing the love of these products with people, sharing the love of the business opportunity with people, sharing the love of breakthrough opportunities with people. What a combination.
It is a great combination, Dick. And, I always say you always get in trouble when you start calling names. They can say, well, he didn't mention my name, but I know there are a plethora of individuals that make up Shop Free Mart, that make this company so great. And John Austin is the leader. And I think what the level and the standard that he has set is unprecedented. It's the consistency. He's done even more than we hope for. And like you always say on your calls, whenever he comes on, usually in most companies, the CEO or the founder or the owner will come on, and you always kind of grit and hold yourself, because you say, fire or what's going to happen. But every time John comes on, he always comes on with something positive. Share with our audience what your experience has been with that.
Oh, it's just been everything for the new products that have come online, and it's a lot of work to bring on new products. I used to do that at Kodak, okay? I would get involved with packaging materials, and it's a long chain to get down to bring in a product and then to have the packaging ready, the labels ready, and the shipping ready, and things like that, to have all of that come together to finally have something that you can get out there, as well as generally having some people try some of the products to see if they're really helping anyone in the first place, as well as getting a pricing structure that basically becomes profitable to us as individuals, members, as well as the company with this. There's a lot. It isn't just like, hey, got this product over there, why don't we sell that one? I mean, from the day you make a decision, it's still a lot of work with that. And I was involved with that for 30 years, basically. So I know what it takes to do that. So when we see and get a product announcement, there could be 4, 5, 6 months. There could be a year of work that led up to that before that actually got there at this point in time. So I do say with that, there's wait, there's more. And it's even better for us, and some clarity and a different way to earn a little bit of money, and balancing out the comp plan so more people can benefit from it and things like that. And then the quick start program. And I mean, there's so many things here that you can focus on. One, you can focus on the different promotions and stuff like that. But it's all good. There's no risk because there's no big investment. I mean, that's where it was in most of these companies: $300, $500 to buy product to get in. I knew I'd met a person up in Rochester, and they had to buy $5,000 worth of product every month to earn a $10,000 check.
Oh my goodness.
His garage was full of these products. And what do you do with that every month? That's a lot of products every month. And, just sitting there going bad with everything. I mean, you're better off to give it away at that point or sell it at a reduced point. And you see, that's the problem that we got into in so many of these other companies, because leaders could go out and buy a large bulk quantity of product, and they would, if they would get 2 free products every month when they qualified at a certain level, and they ended up going on eBay and Amazon and selling these things, and the prices were discounted, and that would ruin everyone's business.
Isn't that right? Oh my
strangling, strangling the golden goose. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, you described that so perfectly. I remember when Krispy Kreme came out, and they were in Chicago. I don't know if it was all around the country, but they were very hot in Chicago, and everyone was buying the Krispy Kreme franchises. Then all of a sudden, you saw the Krispy Kreme in the Jewels, the food stores all around here. It's like, what? How can you do that to your franchises? So it's the same thing. And again, John, and he doesn't even just offer the products. We get a call from John. Usually on Wednesday, he'll come on. He'll bring an update for the compensation plan where you can be rewarded even more for sharing the love of Chef Imad. Then he'll bring in new landing pages and more upgrades in the back office. I mean, it's just nonstop. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at an organization, a company, an opportunity, basically a platform where you can really introduce something positive to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to my good friend Dick Maturshin all the way from Florida, Crown Ambassador. Dick, are you a Crown Ambassador or you Crown 1? I just want to make sure I don't get you.
I'm a Crown Ambassador, which is a Crown 1. Okay, I'm just shy of Crown 2 here, so
all right.
We're ready to break through that one.
We believe that's going to happen to you very, very soon, my friend. I'm sure you're going to make it happen. Speaking of that, Dick, I know that you and your wife Joy worked the business together, and you all encourage me with your excitement and your enthusiasm about the business. But I also know that you have a special community that you work with down there. You know what? I hope Joy don't get upset with me for saying this, but every time you talk, you got such you're just so gregarious and so excited and laughing and excited all the time. I used to call you Playboy Dick Maturshin in Florida. Tell me me about what you're doing in building your business in your community, the communities in Florida, and how you connecting with people.
Sure. Well, the Playboy is going out and having fun with people, everyone, as opposed to the old dedication with that. Joy and I just absolutely love connecting with people and caring about them and helping them to get healthier. And so we work together in a lot of cases when someone has an issue to help them get on a healthier road. And a lot of it for us, understand, it becomes focus on what they need first, So if you got an issue, you got to stop poisoning yourself and doing what's bad to you. Then start fixing yourself, basically, by fixing the gut and anything else that's going along, and then getting the nutrients and minerals that your body needs to actually thrive and everything like that. So we have fun with that, with talking about that with people. I have 7 different clubs that I do, 9 meetings a month. 3 of them are health clubs, and Joy comes into me and with all of those. So we both talk at those, depending on what's going on. But each one of those has actually generally got a video that's set up to talk about something like the cholesterol myth or high blood pressure, what it really means, and how to deal with that differently than you may to deal with it. Right. So we're pretty honest. The basis is getting locally grown organic vegetables and fruits, and getting away from processed foods and fast foods, and getting some exercise in on a daily basis. So we give people some ideas of how they can do that, and even if it's a senior community, so it's a lot of people do things like yoga and qigong and tai chi, and other people, if you got them on the floors, they'd have to call 911 to get them up. Okay, so it becomes, how can we help people that are in those situations too with that, and have fun with it all, and know people that we're coming there, first of all, to help them to get to where they want, and and basically to renew their health, to get to an optimal health level in their body with everything there. So get out of the sick care system, so you're truly taking care of yourself and focusing on putting your mind and your resources towards doing that.
Wow.
So I actually print out about 1,000 sheets a month, flyers, that we put out at the different meetings and everything that people basically read, because we can't sell any product or anything out there. But I put the information, and people will read it, and they'll call up, and they'll basically say, hey, can I get some of this, or tell me some more about that, or will this help that?
Right.
And so I utilize the 200diseases.com a lot with people. I try to drive people there to really get an education, so that we can talk from that as a basis with that. We both end up with a larger base of customers than business builders, because honestly, most of the people here still have a good income in retirement and everything, and I got to tell you, percentage-wise, there's probably only 1% of the population here that's really focused on being healthy. The 99% are eat, drink, and be merry, and don't bother me with stuff like that, or they want to continue what they're doing, as opposed to changing lifestyle. And lifestyle, which includes what you eat, drink, and movement and things like that, just they don't want to change at this point, until they get to a point where all of a sudden something's serious. And then we've got their attention, and we'll work with them at that point in time. But we're not out there trying to beat anyone over the head or anything. We're out there letting people come to us, basically, who have an interest in being healthier. And so that just speaks to your integrity too, Dick. You enjoy, you share with your heart, you love on people, you give them the truth. Which is a lot of times the big problem in this industry, is that people tell people what they want to hear in order to make money. And I hear what you're saying, that 1% may not mean you're going to make a lot of money right away, but with the consistency that you're doing it and the love that you're doing it, you do get their attention, and people get to learn that prevention is better than cure, and less expensive and less painful. So continue to do what you're doing, my friend. But, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise. We're here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Time on GMAP 1. We want to thank you all for
supporting us and tuning in. I want to encourage you to come back next week where we always give you awesome information about this wonderful opportunity called Shop Fremont. And Dick, we have my friend Dick Matushin all the way from Florida as our guest today, our special guest. And I'm excited to have you on, Dick, because I know that over the years that you have been with Shop Fremont, you've either experienced personally or had other individuals that you've helped along the way with some phenomenal success in their health. And I want you to think of, it may not even be the best one, but one that comes to your mind right now of how you were able to help someone transform their life and their health using these products. And give us one of the testimonies that our people that are listening in on this broadcast today can hear about.
Sure thing, CJ. And, I call them stories, okay? And I encourage people all the time when they're coming on our calls to share their stories, because, maybe they're not to the point they want to be yet, but they've got a story of where they were and how they've gotten to where they are and why they wanted to change that. And I would say, you've heard me over the last few months here saying, share the love, maybe save a life. Well, we had sent called up our friends Sandy and Shannon and asked them if they would use some hydration drops if we sent to them. They used to live down by us here, and we used to get together at local meetings, and they would meet us at Sweet Tomatoes every Monday night and for dinner, and so we in fact we shared the same birthday, Shannon and I, so we had a lot of fun talking about all of those things and stuff. But they had to move up to Georgia, and he ended up on dialysis primarily because the pharmaceutical medications he had been given to take because of other illnesses were not kidney friendly, and they didn't find out about that until they were getting the information on the kidneys and said, by the way, look at the back of this book. If you're taking these medications, they're not kidney friendly, and he was on 4 of them. So basically, what he thought was helping him to improve in these things was actually giving him a far worse problem than he already had with that. So he started taking it, and so he was urinating a drop or two every day or two. He was limited to 32 ounces of fluid, which means if he had, say, applesauce, 8 ounces of applesauce, that was 8 ounces of fluid that it got counted into, okay? So 32 ounces of fluid a day. So we had gone by Dr. Wheaton's suggestion, plus what we had kind of heard a couple other people, add 2 drops of hydration drops to every glass of water you get to drink. And he started noticing right away that he had the urgency to urinate. It went from once or twice, once every day or two, to about 4 times a day, but still not much fluid. And then the fluid started to increase, and the frequency started to increase. And along in between about week 3 and 4, Sandy said, let's measure how much you're urinating on a daily basis. And so they sent us a picture of Shannon holding a urinal with 100 cc's of urine in it that he had collected in a day. Now, you don't probably share that with your friends very often or too many family members. But to me, that was Christmas in July, okay? Because that means he was actually, after 5 years of being on dialysis, he was actually able to urinate 100 cc's. And a few days later went to 200 and 250 and 400 and 450 and 500.
Wow.
Now, I don't always know what metric is. Luckily we never went to that here. Okay. But 500 cc's is 17 ounces. So that's like a 16.9 ounce bottle of water he was urinating every day, coming from a drop or two every other day. Okay, so picture that, a drop or two to a whole bottle of urine, okay? And that's something to celebrate, because your body is functioning, your kidneys are functioning, his numbers went up, and his blood pressure didn't drop when he was in dialysis, and he could actually go out and do things at the time. So we know, and the interesting thing is when Happy Water came out, and if you go to the website landing page for hydration drops. You'll hear the story of Johan there. And we had no idea. This product is basically for everyone to take, and it just happened to help people who have kidney issues to improve their kidney issues. So that's one of our most joyous testimonials with this here. And we've got a lot of them. Paul's got some great stories of how he's gotten helped with everything, and it goes on and on.
That is life-changing, and that is exactly what these products Shock-Free might allow us to experience. And you can get testimonies like that every single day. Testimonies after testimonies about the hydration drops, about the Activate, about the Siaga, about the minerals that we have, about the nano silver, the magnesium, and all these magnificent products that John Austin has made available to us. So I want to encourage you that if you have just heard about Shock-Free Model, it's new to you, to really consider being a part of what we do. But first, go online and check out the site. Go to www.shockfreemind.com and be intentional about learning about what these products are and what they do. I promise you they will be life-changing. I have friends that I've shared this product, this opportunity with, shared about the product with, and they just ignore them, even though they have members of their family that are hurting, that are sick. And I understand, I get it. I know sometimes we've been exposed to so many different things, and become jaded, we become, kind of negative about a lot of things. I understand it, but the reality is that at some point you have to say, okay, what's going on in my life right now isn't working, so maybe I need to try and make a change and try something else. And I'm proposing to you today that Shock-Free Mind will be the company that has the answer to you. We don't have a million products. We don't have 100 products. We have products that work. There was 15 to 18 products that actually help your body to regenerate, come into homeostasis, and be better than it was before you were taking them. All these minerals, vitamins, nutrients, help our body stay strong. And it's only that you have the company that only builds your body, but builds your finances, where you can actually pay that extra bill. I heard one time that, if a person just made an extra $300 a month, it will prevent them from, just experiencing a bankruptcy situation. Well, you can do it very easily with this opportunity. And so I encourage you to look at that. But it doesn't even stop there. The relationship that you develop in this opportunity, friends, close friends that you develop, and also the personal development. I remember when I first started, I just, wasn't that comfortable with talking to people on the phone or in training, but I just pressed in and said, you know what, to be a leader, you have to kind of get out of your comfort zone. And so that's why I really, I'm excited about being here every week, presenting and also introducing Shock-Free Mind, because I really believe we have a mission, we have a mandate, we have a responsibility to give this opportunity out to the world. And you can do it at your own pace. You can do it where you just run and go like a cheetah, or you can go as slow as you want, and someone's going to get mad at you. It's just what you want to do. And you don't have to be buying products every month in order to be qualified or to advance or get an increase in pay. All you have to do is just work and share and introduce, and then at whatever level that you want, whatever effort you want, and you will be mentored for your effort. I promise you, this is an opportunity like no other. So I think I may have lost my friend, Vic Patricia. Vic, if you come back here, please let me know that you're here, because I really know that there's some more things on your heart that you want to share with our audience. But I wanted to just let you know, if you're hearing this broadcast for the first time, or if you've been around for a while and you haven't really made that commitment to just go all out and share Shock-Free Mind with individuals, make this the day that you make that decision, because I promise you it will be an awesome decision that you can make, not just for you, but for your family. Think of all the people that you know that are hurting. And here's the thing. By introducing Shock-Free Mind, it doesn't guarantee that the person is going to participate. It doesn't mean that they're going to even try the product. But your conscience will be clear, because you know but you at least introduce it to them and let them make the decision. I know so many times in the past people were coerced and forced and made to believe if you didn't do this, this was going to happen or this wouldn't happen, and they were really pushed into doing something they were uncomfortable with. But because of maybe the relationship with the individual or because of the respect for the individual, they did it anyhow. And they found themselves weeks, months, years later down the line, just in a negative situation, having a negative attitude about the company, about the product and everything else, and about the industry. But I promise you that will never happen to your free mind. Whatever you decide to do it, whatever level you decide to do it at, you are supported, you are encouraged, and we will be here for you. So, again, I love Nick and Joy for their commitment to Show Free Mind. We have so many leaders that follow them and just listen to them. And again, you can hear Dick every Monday. Him and Elaine Atkins do a very great call on Monday. They kind of rotate who's going to do the presentation, who's going to be the moderator. And then Dick is always on introducing Dr. Wheaton, who is the one that introduced to us and gave us for free a labor of love called 200diseases.com. I'm going to encourage you today, even if you have not signed up yet as a Show Free Mind member, go to that website, 200diseases.com. Look at it, and then just kind of feel a little bit more of the love that's in that for helping people that Dr. Wheaton expressed in that book. You will find things that you are probably suffering from yourself, or maybe know someone that's hurting that needs to know about these products. Because what he did was he gave us the products for every ailment that you could possibly have, and how you can get help through Show Free Mind and the Part of Chemical Routine. So it's an awesome publication that he has given to us for free that we can use to build our business. And so we want to thank Dr. Wheaton for that. I know it's getting late into the show, and so I want to just encourage you to, get back to the person that told you to come to the call and just ask a little bit more, ask more questions. If you want to get questions directly from me, I'm going to give you my phone number because I have no problem with sharing with you what we do and who we are and why we make a difference in the world. So you can call me directly at 224-730-0925. That's 224-730-0925. And I would love to share with you what Show Free Mind is all about, how it is touching lives and changing lives all around the world. And so please be a part of this. I don't know if we lost complete communication with Dick Nutrition.
I'm here.
With our engineer and our producer, Mr. Kevin Stoller. Kevin, are you available to share with me what the situation is?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. I'm hoping that you can still hear me, ladies and gentlemen. So let me give you my personal testimony in regards to the product, because I always was involved with health and nutrition. I'm just one of those individuals where from a very early age, I had a heart for staying healthy. I owned a healthy lifestyle weight loss center where we were basically a center where people would come in and get consultation on where they were health-wise, and then we would make recommendations for them on what they should do. And sometimes it wasn't just about products; it was about lifestyle changes, about eating habits. It was about all the things that you read about on the internet and even in books and on shows on television that talk about health and wellness. And, basically just getting more rest, drinking more water, making sure you supplement, because the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, that we don't get the resources from the earth like we do, minerals, vitamins, nutrients that we used to get from our food. They're not there anymore. In fact, more things we eat today, we drink today, the things we're exposed to today is what's damaging our body and causing our body to basically break down. And what Show Free Mind has done through John Austin is given us exactly what we need to basically eliminate all the toxins and the chemicals of our body, to hydrate our body so that we can now get results where when we drink water, the structured water actually gets into our cells and actually does what it's supposed to do, which is keep our body hydrated, our blood flowing, so we can eliminate better, we can get the nutrients to where they're supposed to go a lot easier, keep our bodies strong, our skin elastic. All those things is necessary. So our hydration product is one of our take all these products to help our body just rebuild ourselves, and do what it was designed to do. How many of you know when we were created to heal ourselves? Like you prove that to you. And a lot of you, you haven't experienced it. You know somebody who scraped their knee or had a cut on their finger or a bruise or something, and over a short period of time, all those things were regenerated. So our body's designed to do that, okay? And so all we're doing is giving the body what it needs to help it to do it faster, to do it more potently, and to become even stronger than before. And that's the kind of body we have. So we want to dehydrate, eliminate, products to help us to get all the minerals and nutrients that we should have on a regular basis. And that's what John Watson has done. And one of the products that I found that was very successful for me was the nano silver. I was very familiar with a product called nano silver back in the day. It was another company I was very successful with. And I saw the power of this product. And then when I heard about nano silver, how it actually is like 2,000 times more potent than the commercial silver because of the micro activity and how small it is. Let me put it that way. I don't have a scientific explanation, but I know it is the nanoparticles of this product that actually get into your body and allows it to be able to be more potent and work better. And so when I started using this, I was very, very excited. Woke up one day with one of my eyes just completely shut down. It was like I had pink eyes. Everyone was telling me, see, now go to the doctor, go to the pharmacy, get this. Some have even some natural remedies that I heard about. One of them was to put urine in my eye. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. You know what? I have what I need, and I got my nano silver. I sprayed it in my eye morning, noon, and night. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, my eye was crusty. It was closed out. It was red. And I could barely see out of it. By the next day, all the crassness and the puffiness was gone away. And I could see better. The redness was gone away. And by the second day of doing the same regimen, my eye was as if nothing had ever happened. And I knew it was because of the nano silver. That's just my testimony of what made me know that these products actually work. And all of them do the same thing. All of them do the same thing. So go online and look at the products and see what they do. And maybe you have something that you're facing right now, a physical problem that you will need some help with. You will find a product on there that can help you. So please, don't hesitate. Go online and look it out. Okay? For those of you that just came on or maybe looking at this presentation for the first time, we had a wonderful guest all the way from Florida, my good friend, Mr. Dick Nutrition. He and his wife Joy are building a wonderful business with Shaw Fremont down in South Florida. They're affecting and touching lives in a very positive way, not just their families, ladies and gentlemen, but in their community. And their community is going even beyond the Florida into other states all over the world. So I want to encourage them. I want you to encourage them to continue to grow and to continue to make a difference in what we do at Shaw Fremont. I want to thank all our leaders who are coming in, all our leaders to legends, those who are consistently tuning in every week and getting great information, getting encouragement on building your business. Remember, we are all born leaders. We are all born leaders. It's just a matter of how fast you want to lead, and it's up to you. We're not going to beat you up. We're not going to slap you side your head if you decide that you want to take a day off. We're not going to get upset with you if you decide that, you know what, I'm going to run faster than everybody else. We just be there encouraging you and supporting you. And that is what we do here at Shaw Fremont. John Hudson has set the bar real high. Then we have great leaders that come behind us. We have great trainers, Dr. Stan Breakthrough, who is doing phenomenal things, but just changing the mindsets of people, letting them know that they are able to do this. It can be done, and they can be a part of this. We have great leaders like Coach Payton, Coach Kim, and Coach Shea, and now in Texas, all who are contributing to this. Eileen Atkins, Dr. Tassel Daly. We have, Dr. Wheaton, awesome, who has encouraged me tremendously. I know he's in his 80s right now, and he's looking forward to being at that 100 mark. And that's been my goal now, to reach that 10 carry in mind. And so these are all possible for you, ladies and gentlemen. You have a great company with great leaders, great products, great compensation plan. You have great resources. You have a great customer service, great leaders in the field. There's no reason why this can't work for you. And so, again, I want to thank our guest, Dick Patricia, for coming on and being a part of our show and sharing his heart with us today. Dick, we're going to have to do this again because for some reason we got you cut off, and we're going to make sure that we have you back on to continue this interview because there's some other things I want to talk to you about that we didn't get to do today. So I want you to invite you to come back again next week, Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central, where we are introducing to the world the love of Sharp Remarks because it is something that everyone needs to know about. And we believe that the name Sharp Remarks is going to be into every household down the line. We're getting to the point of a great breakthrough. I'm just listening to a call the other day with Coach Kate and Coach Kim, and they're excited about the momentum that's being built up right now, and that momentum is going to catapult us into being a mega company if you want to be a part of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thanks for being a part of the show today. We're going to be back again next week at 9 a.m. GMAP1. I want to thank the studio, Kevin Stroller, for being there for us and making the sound good every week. I apologize for the early technical difficulties. You know what? We got the show in, we got it done, and I want to thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day. Have a great Sharp Free Monday. Go wish you love. God bless you.